Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to go through the skills one by one so that we can see how to resolve them. If you recall, for these questions, we're going to have to apply FOIL. Okay, that means the first term needs to multiply. The outside term needs to multiply. The 2x and the 4, they are the outside numbers. The inside and the last numbers need to multiply. So we're going to do 2x times 3x, because that's the first terms, and that will give us, remember, number with number, variables add 6x squared. And we have 2x times 4, which is going to give us 8x. And now we have negative 9 times 3x, which is going to give us negative 27x. And as the last term, negative 9 times 4, which is going to give us negative 36. What must we always do? We must combine like terms. 8 combined with negative 27 should give us negative 19x. Because the difference is 19 and 27 is the biggest number. So negative 19x, 6x squared minus 19x minus 36. And when we submit, okay. All right, let's do one or two more just to make sure. We've been through this in class. I hope that everyone used their time for a little bit of practice, okay? All right, let's see. What do we have here? Maybe I'm not going to write the whole process out. We're going to do the same thing that we just did. 3x is going to multiply with 3x to give 9x squared. Don't forget about the squared. You will normally have a squared. And 3x times 9 is going to give you 27x. What else do we have? We have the blue, which is going to be the inside terms, Yeah, the inside terms, first and inside. Okay. And with the blue, we have 5 times 3x. So 5 times 3x, which equals 15x. And then we have 5 times 9, which is 45. So don't forget about the last step. Combine the like numbers. 27 plus 15 is 42x. 42x. So we're going to write that 9x squared plus 42x plus 45. Okay. And there we go. One more. We've been through this quite a bit in class. Just one more so that everyone is clear and understands. Okay. Let me just erase this. Give me 1 second here. There we go. Okay. So we're going to do the first term in red, which is x and 3x. So that's x times 3x, which is 3x squared. Then we're going to do the outside, which is x times negative 9, which is negative 9x. Then we're going to do negative 2 times 3x. So negative 2 times the number is negative 6x. And negative 2 times negative 9, well, negative times negative is always a positive. So there we have it. There's the multiplication, and don't forget, last thing, always to combine like terms. So we have 3x squared minus 15x plus 18. And there you have it. Okay. These should be fine. Yeah, you should. If you want, you can always do the box method, but you're going to have to use the FOIL process and do it quickly in the future. Okay, so if you are happy with the box method, you can do that, but you're going to have to use FOIL at some point, okay, in the future. All right, let's take a look at the next method. This is going back to the box method, okay? So it's going to ask you to use the box method to simplify. Now, Here, we're going to see that we have a trinomial. So the rows, I'm going to make 3 because I have a trinomial. Oops. And then here, I have a binomial. So I'm going to make 2 columns. And all we have to do is drag the number, and drag the number. Remember to keep it in the correct form, okay, in standard form. Now we're just going to find the areas of each box. So negative 2x squared times 4x will give us negative 8x squared. And 2 times negative 2x squared will give us negative 4x squared. Okay, well, that's not squared, it's to the power of 3. Because how many x's do we have? 2. How many x's do we have? 1. So we have a total of 3. Down here, we're going to do 6x times 4x, number multiplied with number, and variables have to add. 6x times 2, 12x. Negative 3 times 4x is going to give us negative 12x. And negative 3 times 2 is going to give us negative 6. Okay. Now we need to write this in simplified form. If you will recall, what do we have here? We have these two that can combine, and then we have x squareds that can combine. Okay. So 8x, negative 8x squared, we're going to just type that in, negative 8x to the cubed, negative 8x to the power of 3. And 24 minus 4 is going to give us negative 20x squared. And here's the funny thing. Positive 12 minus 12 gives us 0. So we don't even include it. Everyone clear on that? We don't include it because it gives us 0. We submit our answer. And there we have it. Okay. There we have it. Okay. And our answer is not simplified. You see, guys, if I put 0x, it's going to tell me that my answer is not simplified. So you need to always simplify your answer. And there we have it. Let's look at one more question here, okay? Let's just clear what we have. All right. So here we're going to have a binomial and well, there's 4 terms. So that's going to be a polynomial, but I need to make a row of 2 and a column of 4. And I'm just going to drag these terms in and drag these terms in and click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, and click and drag. Okay. Now that we have this, we're going to do our multiplication. Negative 5 times negative 4 will give us 20. And how many x's are there? There's x to the 3 and x. So that's x to the power of 4. Negative 2 times negative 4 is going to be 8. And how many x's do we have? We have x to the 2 and x. So that's x to the 3. Then we have 6x and negative 4. So negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. X squared plus 4x, because negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. Negative 2 times negative 5 is going to give you 10x to the power of 3. Negative 2 times negative 2 gives you 4x squared. 6x times negative 2x, negative 2 gives you negative 12x. And negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2, because negative times negative is positive. Now let's first just click try, because I know this is going to be fine. There we go. Now it's going to ask us to simplify. So what can combine with what? Well, we have x cubed and x cubed. Those can go together. I'm just going to do the coloring method. Yeah, the coloring method. These can go together because they have the same family. They are in the x squared family, and these can go together because they are of the same family. So now we're going to type 20x to the power of 4 plus 8x to the power of 3 plus 20x squared minus 8x plus 2. And we submit the answer. Wait a second. As you can see, you can never have these incorrect. So that's the good news about doing this. All you have to do is add up like terms. Yes. Oops, I have not typed in a 1 here. I accidentally did not type in because 8x plus 10, 8 plus 10 is 18. I accidentally didn't type in a 1. What else did I not type in? Okay, negative 24 plus 4 is going to be negative 20x squared. There we go. Okay, you can't actually get these questions wrong. They're just practice, okay? They're just practice questions. Let's take a look at the next one that we have. This is one that's going to be a little bit similar to what we just saw, but a little bit longer, a little bit more tricky. We have, as you can see, these won't be written in standard form, so you might want to write these in standard form. So we're going to do a binomial times a polynomial of term 4. Now I'm just going to put these in standard form, which is the biggest to the smallest. That way, we can always add up diagonally. And I'm just going to move this here. Now, 4 times negative 2 is negative 8x to the power of, well, how many x's? 3 and 1 to the power of 4. Negative 2x squared cubed times 4 is going to be negative 8x to the power of 3. 5 times 4 is 20. And how many x's? 1, 2, 3. X to the power of 3. 5x squared times 4 is going to be 20x to the power of 2. And negative 4x times 4x is negative 16x squared. Negative 4x times 4 is negative 16x. And negative 3 times 4 is negative 12x. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. So now that we've done that, we can click try and circle the like terms to add them up together. So here we go. And here we go. Notice if you do this in standard form, you can always be adding up diagonally. 8x to the power of 4. 20 minus 8 is 12x to the power of 3. Whoops, I forgot to do plus. And then 20 minus 16 is negative 4x squared. And negative 12x minus 16 is negative 28x and minus 12. Okay. And there you should have, what have I not done here? What have I not done? You see, you can't actually get these questions incorrect, luckily. All you have to do is add up like terms. So 20 minus 8, 12. Negative 16, aye. Don't forget about your positive negatives. And there you have it. Okay, and there you have it. Luckily, with these questions, the box method, and you have 15 of them, you can't get these questions wrong. So they're kind of like free points. All right. Now we're going to take a look at the next thing that we have here. As we saw in class, sometimes we simplify terms, by just putting an exponent. So what does x minus 4 squared mean? It just means x minus 4 times x minus 4. So now we can just simplify these terms. X with x, negative 4 with negative 4, there's the x squared, and negative 4x, because x times negative 4 is negative 4x. And then we can do the green, which is negative 4 times x and negative 4 times negative 4. So negative 4x and negative 4 times negative 4 is going to give us positive 16. Remember, always combine like terms. negative 8x. So we're looking at x squared minus 8x plus 16. Okay. And there we have it. Let's take a look at another one. These should be a little bit simpler, as long as you can remember that whatever you're being given, I'm just going to delete these. Okay. Is always going to be the squared of what you see, okay? Whatever you're being given, okay? So x plus 10 and x plus 10. So x plus 10 squared is x plus 10 times x plus 10, right? X times x squared, x times 10 plus 10x, so x squared and plus 10x. 10 times x and 10 times 100 will give you plus 10x and plus 100. So combine the like terms. X squared plus 20x plus 100. X squared plus 20x plus 100. And there we have it. Okay, and there we have it. All right. The key thing to remember, everyone, and I'm just going to write this out once. That whenever you see this term and this exponent, it just means that binomial multiplied by itself twice. Okay, that's the key thing to remember. Everyone. Okay, let's take a look at the next skill that you have. Squaring binomials. Now, this one's going to be a little bit trickier than the other one, because here you had square and simple binomials. Here we're doing a little bit complicated binomials. And the best way to do these is to write it out. So here we have 4x squared plus y times 4x squared plus y. Okay, so 4x squared times 4x squared and 4x squared times y. Well, 4 times 4 gives us 16. X squared times x squared gives us x to the 4. And what else do we have? We have 4x squared times a variable. So we just include the variable now. And we just include the variable. Then we have y times 4x squared and y times y. Well, y times 4x squared is going to be 4x squared y, and y times y will be y squared. So what can we do? Combine the like terms, everyone. Combine the like terms. Don't forget about that. There we have it. All right. And then the rest just stays the same. 16x4 plus y squared. So let's just write that down as we have it. Now we're going to do 16x to the power of 4 plus 8x squared y. One thing to keep in mind, watch out when you are typing in the squared. Yeah, the exponent. Watch out with the exponent. You do, and I will point this out, have a button that will give you the exponent, everyone. You do have a button that will give you the exponent, okay? All right. Now we're going to look at a more challenging one. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult. And we'll see why. Here we're going to do the same operation, 4x squared minus y to the power of 5 times 4x squared minus y to the power of 5. So numbers go with numbers. Yeah, the FOIL method. 4 times 4 is 16. How many x's? I count 2 on the left and 2 on the right, which means I have 4. 4x squared times negative y to the 5 is 4y 5 x squared. Remember the negative, because it was negative y squared, negative y to the power of 5. Then we're going to do the next operation, negative y5 times negative y5. So here we're going to do negative 4y5x squared and positive y10. Why did I do y10? Because I count 5 y's here on the left and 5 y's on the right. So when we have that, we are adding the like terms together, adding the exponents together, adding the exponents. Here we're going to combine these two, and we just have to combine the numbers. So negative 8y to the 5x squared. And we have 16x to the 4 plus y to the 10. All right, so let's type that in. I'm just going to help you guys out by showing you that you can always use what is given, the little keyboard sign right there, the little keyboard sign, 16x to the power of 4 minus 8y to the power of 5 and x squared plus y to the power of 10. All right. So there we have it. There we have it. Okay. Just remember, whenever you see the exponent, it just means squared. And the key thing to remember on these questions is variables have to add when you multiply. Variables must add when you multiply. Okay. All right. Last skill we're going to take a look at. Last skill. And this one, well, whereas we're going to see on Thursday, if you want to use the box method for this one, you're more than welcome to. Okay, you're more than welcome to use the box method. Just remember, you have to have x negative 2. And we're going to put 3x squared plus 3x plus 2. So exponents right here in this box, we're going to have 3x cubed because there's 3 x's cubed, meaning to the power of 3. Negative 2 times 3x squared will give you negative 6x squared. 3x times x is going to give you 3x squared. X times 2 will give you 2x. And negative 2 times 3x will give you negative 6x. Negative 2 times 2 is going to give you negative 4. All right. There we have it. Now let's combine the like terms, which is always what we can do diagonally. Always what you can do diagonally. 2x, negative 6x. So let's combine and see what we have. We have 3x to the power of 3, and negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3x squared. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4x minus 4. All right. So there we have it. There we have it. Okay. But if you don't want to do that and you want to do the method that we were doing as well of FOIL, that's totally okay. You're just going to see it's going to be a little bit messier, a little bit messier. Let's take a look at why. Yeah. So the first term needs to multiply with everything that we have there. That's going to be 6x to the power of 3 plus 14x plus 10x. Yeah. And then in red, I'm going to do the second term. Multiply, multiply, and multiply. Negative 9x squared, because negative 3 times 3, and there's no variables. Negative 3 times 7 is going to give me 21x. Negative 3 times 5 is going to give me negative 15. Why did I do plus? It's negative 21. Why did I do that? Because I thought there was a plus, a negative. Okay, so there we have it. But don't forget, we got to combine the like terms, combine the like terms. So this term can combine with, why did I forget to put this in there? Yeah, okay. This term can combine with 14x, moving diagonally. This term can combine with this term. So what do we have? We have 6x to the power of 3, negative 9x squared plus 14 is negative 5x to the power of 2. Negative 21 plus 10 is negative 11x minus 15. All right. And there we have it. Jesus. Please remember your negatives and positives. Please remember your negatives and positives. Let's do one more. You see, when you don't do the box method, it becomes a little bit trickier. A little bit trickier. Okay. We're going to do the same thing, but just more accurately this time. Oh, come on, David. 3x times 3x squared is going to give us 9x cubed. 3x times negative 6 is going to give us negative 18x squared. And 3x times negative 8 will be negative 24x. Okay. Now we can do the second one, which is going to be 1 times 3x, 1 times negative 6x, and 1 times negative 8. What do we know already? Anything times 1 is just itself, right? So 1 times 3x squared is 3x squared. 1 times negative 6x is negative 6. 1 times negative 8 is negative 8. And now let us combine the like terms. I'm not going to make the mistake of negatives this time. No, siree. Negative 6 and negative 24. Okay. So we're going to type in 9x to the power of 3, 3x squared minus 18x is going to give us negative 15x squared. And negative 6 combined with negative 24 is negative 30x minus 8. Okay. Yes, I am confident. Okay, so remember, they recommend the box method. As you can see, I made a mistake earlier when I didn't do the box method. It will help you when you're dealing with bigger terms. It will help you when you're dealing with bigger terms. Okay, everyone, I hope the video was useful. And if you need anything, let me know. We're going to be working on these in class as well as a reminder. We're going to work on these in class as well as a reminder. Okay. All right. Have a good day.